Hello, everybody. How are we all doing? Am I the only person observing what is going on? Because it seems to me like, isn't it fascinating how the media has shifted its focus from the explosive revelations from in Prince Harry's ITV interview to the astonishing drama we're currently engulfed in with the former BBC star called Huw Edwards. Am I the only person seeing it? I'm just watching behind the scenes and it just seems ridiculous how quickly the media and everybody else has moved on. I suppose I'm not entirely surprised because we do know that the media is being manipulative, but I think it's quite obvious that they're using the Hugh Edwards story as a distraction from the allegations that have been made in the ITV interview. So today we're going to be digging into the headlines, right? Showing exactly how they have gone about this. It's just crazy to me how obvious the manipulation happening right under our nose is. And it's so crazy that it's blatant. It's so blatant to me. Anyway, hello. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Isabella Bank's YouTube channel. I'm Wizzy, and it's great to meet you virtually. It's fantastic to have you here as we go on this journey to unpack this whole thing. I hope your week is going well. Before I proceed, let's take a look at some of the comments in the chat. Uh, Oh, hi, Cookies and Cream. Hi, Lakiva. So great to see you here. If you are watching, give me a thumbs up in the chat, please. Let me know that you're here. It's just always so nice to know that the people listening are engaged in the conversation by giving me a thumbs up. Is Lakiva, it's great to see you here as well. You always have such great comments, so I'm glad that you're on here as well. Are you seeing what I'm seeing, or am I the only one seeing it? Please tell me what you think as we unpack this whole story. So, did you guys? I'm sure you guys must have seen and heard about the Byline Times story, right? Which came, or I think was published yesterday, hot on the heels of Prince Harry's explosive ITV interview. Looks like the media knew that that story was going to be published because it seems like they had a plan on what they were going to do when the story was published. And guess what? The mainstream media is currently scrambling to bury that story like a cat trying to cover its poop. They have flooded media with all kinds of irrelevant stories that have nothing to do with that story at all. It's just designed to shift the focus from the phone hacking allegations, any conversation about a possible Levinson 2 inquiry. They want all the attention to be on Huw Edwards because immediately after the Prince Harry interview, although they tried all the usual distraction tactics, oh, Harry is moaning again. Harry says he's not bringing Meghan to the UK. Harry is using Princess Diana. It wasn't working. So what did they do? They must have been sitting on this story for the longest time. And then they decided that, okay, since it's not working, since our distraction tactic is not working, let's take it to the next level. Huw Edwards, here you go. This is your time in the spotlight. Anyway, let's analyze the headlines together, okay? So, what we have had is Let's see. In that ITV interview, Prince Harry revealed the shocking background to his battle with the British tabloids, which was quite important because this has been going on for a while, and all the in between these major events like the trials and when Harry comes to the UK for the trials, what has happened is that in between you've had the media flooding the airwaves and the newsprint with the smear campaign. So obviously, telling his own story about the reason for the trials was quite important. At least he's got his own voice, his own reasons out there, outside of the reasons that the media have given for him bringing the trial on his own. Um, so, what he has done is that he has reignited the conversation around the illegal practices of phone hacking, phone tapping, and hiring private investigators to dig into his private life and also into the Levinson 2 inquiry. Before I go on, it seems like somebody is celebrating a birthday. Oh, it's Connie Balmer's birthday. Hello, Connie Balmer. Happy birthday. I hope you are having a blast today. May your days be long. May your wealth be long. May your peace be large. And every attack of the enemy on your life will return back to sender. We pray for strength and wealth in friends, material belongings, and all your heart desires in Jesus' name. Amen. Happy birthday, thousand and thousand upon wishes. Uh, all right, so let's continue. So, as Harry discussed in the Byline Times interview, despite winning his case against the Daily Mirror and being awarded thousands of damages, the media continues to downplay the severity of the phone hacking, the phone tapping, throwing the illegal robberies just so that they can get into your house to get information. They have downplayed all of that like it's a huge criminal blackmail enterprise that's currently going on in the UK. There is no other way to explain or describe it to me. This is my opinion, okay? So what they're doing is to make sure that they divert any discussion away from that because they know that if it is thoroughly scrutinized, a whole chunk of people, I think the courts would be busy into the next century. The courts will be insanely busy. As I explained in my last video, the Prime Minister has confirmed that the Levinson 2 inquiry is not the government's priority at the moment. However, the press know that if public sentiment is whipped up about this issue, the government will have no choice but to reopen this inquiry. So, what are they doing? They are saying, I'm going to distract you with everything that I have got. I'm going to deny that this issue is important, and I'm going to gaslight you all at the same time so that you don't think that this issue is important enough for you to bring up ever again. And besides, we all know that there's something wrong with Harry, right? Right, guys? Right, guys? and they are generally, I would say, they have succeeded in grabbing the headlines. That's what the game is nowadays. So enter Byline Times. Okay. Byline Times has been relentless in keeping this story in the headlines, making sure that it trends on social media so that it keeps the conversation about the subject matter of Prince Harry's court cases going. It's a groundbreaking article which Byline Times published yesterday. It exposed the lengths to which media moguls like Rupert Murdoch and his executives, which include Rebecca Brooks, and Will Lewis. You know Will Lewis, the current CEO of the Washington Post, right? It exposes the lengths they went to cover up their illegal activities. This isn't just about phone hacking anymore, guys. It's about the massive conspiracy to destroy evidence and manipulate public perception. I know a lot of you know all of this, but I am in the UK, and for the life of me, I am completely flabbergasted about the caucasity, the effrontery of these people. It just tells you really how brave Prince Harry is also being, because he is risking so much to be able to do this and he is not letting it go. So, according to Byline Times, the article that was published yesterday, they said a bombshell revelation surfaced in Prince Harry's case against the Sun's publishers. Okay, so the former Prime Minister, that's Gordon Brown. Did you guys recognize this face? He was also featured in the Prince Harry documentary on ITV. So him and another guy called Lord Tom Watson were allegedly implicated in a fake security threat orchestrated by Murdoch's executives to justify the deletion of millions of emails. I was wondering because I had heard this story about how Murdoch's employees, especially this Will Lewis guy, orchestrated the deletion of emails. And I wondered how they went about it, how they got to do that. Because if a court orders you not to do something and you go ahead to do it, surely you become liable for a criminal offense or something. But no, these guys are still walking about free and going on to enjoy their life. So I wondered how it happened. And this article just gave the explanation. They said these emails could have contained incriminating evidence of phone hacking and other illegal activities. And here's where it gets even more interesting. The High Court heard that Will Lewis, as I said, he is the current CEO of the Washington Post, and Paul Cheeseborough, Murdoch's tech guru, concocted the story to protect Rebecca Brooks and themselves from prosecution. They actually had access to an email from this Cheeseborough guy, uh, and Lewis, which was disclosed for the very first time, and it detailed how they fabricated a tale about Gordon Brown. Can you imagine do you not understand what I mean by audacity? Gordon Brown was the former prime minister, and they were able to fabricate a story. They lied on him and used him as a reason for the deletion of these emails, which were supposedly able containing evidence of the phone hacking that they're being accused of. They said the threats. They said that they got information that someone was leaking Rebecca Brooks's emails to Gordon Brown, and this threat gave them the green light to delete the emails, even though they were under a police order to preserve evidence. Makes shocking. It's actually shocking. This Murdoch guy is a tout, an absolute tout. He does not care. He's I don't know what stuff he's made of, but he's almost inhuman in his effrontery. It's not even about him being brave. He just doesn't pay attention to law and order. I think his money got to his head and he has gotten away with everything for the longest time. So he probably doesn't even feel like he should be he probably feels he's above the law, and he has operated above the law for the longest time. So Prince Harry's lawyer, Dave Sherburne, you know that this guy has been in this case for the last 30 years. He is not new to this. He has been in this for the longest time. So he argued that this excuse by Murdoch's employees was a blatant attempt to obstruct justice, The police only discovered their instructions were being ignored 6 months after they had deleted the emails. Imagine that. Despite the gravity of these allegations, the mainstream media has barely covered the story, choosing instead to focus on trivial matters like uh, Kate ignored the racism allegations. Queen Camilla separating Prince Harry and the rest of his family. King William or Prince William does not want to see Harry. Meanwhile, the real story is this cover up. They are trying to make sure that it never comes to light, that the evidence related to this case never comes to light either. Before we go on, if you're new here, please go ahead to subscribe to this channel. Uh, Please hit the like button and leave a comment or two in the comment section. If you have visited before and you have not yet subscribed, let today be the day you decide to subscribe. You guys know we have a target of 10,000 subscribers on this channel because we are on a mission, right? If you're an OG, you know what that mission is, and I'm going to be talking about it later on in this video. For all those who have been rocking with me from the beginning, a huge thank you. Don't forget though to leave a comment in the comment section and also hit the like button. Thank you. Now let's continue with this conversation of me being shocked and outraged by this audacity of the British media. Let's talk about how the media is trying to distract us. Okay. When I say that they are trying to distract us, what do I mean by they are trying to distract us? Okay, so right now in the UK, I don't know how big of a story this is in America, right? It might not be that big a story, but in the UK, the mainstream media is buzzing with the story of Huw Edwards, the former BBC presenter charged with 3 counts of making indecent images of children. While this is a serious and disturbing case that deserves attention, it's being used to overshadow the critical revelations about media corruption and the systemic cover up exposed by Prince Harry and Byline Times. How do I mean? What do I mean? Okay, I'm about to show you. This is why we're here. Okay, and just before I show you what I mean, I just wanted to point out that this is the same Huw Edwards who said he was sickened by Meghan Markle in the Oprah interview. Okay. Oh, the irony. Apparently, he's sickened by a candid interview, but not sickened by 37 indecent images of children. He's not sickened by that, but he's sickened by Meghan and Harry's Oprah interview. Really, Hugh? I guess his moral compass must have got taken a wrong turn somewhere around his WhatsApp chat. What do you guys think? But not only that, just to tell you that the ancestors have not let go of our girl. They have been fighting battles behind the scenes. And when they win each battle, we see the results manifest in real time. Why do I say this? Okay, we have also this guy in from GB News, Albi Amankona. He is usually bashing Harry and Meghan on GB News, right? He has just been fired. Yes, when I tell you that the ancestors are on patrol, please, they don't play. You mean that after all that sucking up, he still couldn't keep his job? Meghan's ancestors on the perimeter, as they say for Niger. If you do anyhow, you go see anyhow. No. If you do anyhow, you go see anyhow, for sure. Anyway, before I go on to the next stage, let me just have a look at the comments. Eh, Thierry says, don't know why Jeff Bezos don't get rid of Will Lewis. He's bad news involved in phone hacking. Hmm. What do you want to guess that Jeff Bezos is actually in business with Murdoch? That makes Jeff Bezos an up, as far as I'm concerned. He's an up. He's not a friend. So, while Harry and Meghan, I'm sure they are observing how everybody is moving anyway. I don't need to tell them that. But Jeff Bezos is definitely an up for sure. His ethics and theirs do not match. That man just seems to be so fame hungry and greedy for money. He's like someone who didn't have any attention when he was a teenager. Now that he has money, he wants to do everything and he doesn't even know what it means to be. He doesn't have any life ethics. He just wants money. That's who he is. Um, who else? What's this? He's a predator and has the net. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? He, all these people need to go and repair their lives before they talk about Harry and Meghan. And yet they fix their mouths to come out with the most vitriolic abuse towards Harry and Meghan. Meanwhile, they are the worst. They are the worst of the worst. But it seems like these people in the UK, well, you know, they would prefer these people than a half-caste, self actualized, independent woman who knows her worth. They just they prefer that to um, someone who knows her business, who knows what she wants out of life. So, what have they been doing? So, apart from that story, and apart from Huw Edwards and Albie suffering under the hand of the ancestors, what we've seen them do is fling as many strings of spaghetti at the wall to see which one will stick. But so far, not much is sticking, unfortunately for them. Not much is sticking against the reputation of Harry and Meghan, but what they are able to do is to just change the topic of conversation in the headlines. So that's what they've done. So the distraction technique continues. Just look at this headline where they said that um, Maverick Prince Harry let down late Queen amid bold move with Meghan Markle. Or what about this one? Prince Harry's beloved Gangan would have been hugely disappointed in him and Meghan. Even with a historical rewrite. This article is actually by Jenny Bond, who is urging Prince Harry to refuse his £7 million inheritance. Guys, I want to ask you in the chat. I want to ask you in the chat if somebody is going to give you £7 million, even if you're having a fight with the person, would you turn down that money? I want to know. I want to know who is like me. You see, if it was me and I was having a fight with someone, I would turn down the money. Uh, Hi, Lorna Williams. How are you doing? If guys, tell me in the comment section, would you turn down £7 million just because you're having a fight with the person? Of course, I'm joking. I can have a fight with you, and well, depends on who it is anyway. But I can have a fight with you and take everything that I need to take from you with no problems whatsoever. So not to talk about £7 million. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? And it is the audacity for me. And it is the audacity for me that they even think that they can make a comment or offer their opinion on something as personal and as sensitive as that. But it's I suppose we can say it's the leeway that the royal family have given them. There is that to a certain degree. They also have a vested interest in trying to do everything that they can to embarrass and shame Prince Harry and to keep his name in anything related to negative headlines. But at least they can't say he's broke because we all know now that in addition to all he has added an additional £7 million. So there you go. That maybe that's 1 year's security bills paid. Maybe. I don't know whether that is true. I'm just saying maybe. Okay. And then we also have this headline: King Charles banned Meghan Markle from visiting dying Queen. Harry insisted on taking a private jet to Scotland alone to avoid traveling with family. That is attempting to rewrite history before our very eyes. Attempting to rewrite history before our very eyes. When Harry detailed exactly what happened in his book, The Spare. So these are all the things that they threw at the wall to try and see what they could do to change the narrative from the Prince Harry ITV interview to the Huw Edwards. And it was the Huw Edwards story that actually changed the headlines, changed the topic of conversation. So I decided to test my theory. I thought, oh, is this just in my head? Are they really trying to distract us? Or is it just that was what everybody was talking about? That it was the Huw Edwards story that everyone was talking about. So I went onto Google, and guess what? The only people who carried that story about the Washington Post boss deleting evidence from court was the Byline Times. Look at it. This is the first page of Google when I typed the search term into the search box on Google. The only people talking about this story was the Byline Times. None of the mainstream media carried the story. What? Let me show you what I found when I typed in the Huw Edwards story. Look at this. The Express, the Daily Mail, the Telegraph, the Guardian, the Financial Times. Like they all have their reporting orders. This is the story you have to talk about today. Isn't it the most ridiculous thing you have ever seen? It's almost like there is no pushback whatsoever. But what I have noticed is that Byline Times are aware of what is happening. So what they have been doing is that they have been retweeting the same story. I think I must have seen that same story like 20, 30 times because they are trying to bring it back into the news cycle and make it trend. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people didn't notice. Not enough people noticed to make it trend, is what I noticed. Meanwhile, this Huw Edwards story. While it is significant, but this is not the main story. They're just using this story to hide the main story, which is the Prince Harry interview. Okay, so all right. And if you think that the UK press is stopping at their own border, think again. The Daily Express US had this headline: Expert pinpoints the moment when everything went downhill for Harry and Will. Did I not tell you guys that the UK media is trying to infiltrate America? Look at this. In the last week, I have seen 4 new news agencies having American banners. You've got the Daily Express US now. You've got GB News America. You've got a few of the already existing media houses in the US now have UK journalists whose main job is to transform their style of reporting to the Daily Mail style of reporting, with their primary focus on, guess who? Harry and Meghan. So, as if another one of the articles that I saw was this one by Camilla Tominey, where she took a swipe at US politics with this headline: Kamala Harris is the Meghan Markle of American politics. As if that is a bad thing. It's only the UK media who are trying to convince the Americans that Meghan is no good or she is a negative person to be around. And it's even in the UK, it's artificial. But no, Kabila Tobeli, she needs to be taken down a peg or two. And I believe that there are things in the works which I cannot discuss here and now. We will discuss a bit of that when I have my members only live stream on Sunday. But yeah, she is ready to tell obvious lies just to push her agenda forward. So, what do we have next? We have on the So while the Byline Times is fighting to keep the truth in the spotlight, as I have said, the mainstream media is working overtime to bury it. So, guys, this is a call to action for all of you. If you care to get involved, if you are on Twitter, or if you have seen the story, I think what I would do is that I would leave the link to this particular story on my community page. If you download it and you put it on your social medias with the appropriate hashtags, at least if it can't trend, let a lot more people see the story. Because if what they are doing is obvious to us, then it seems to me that we should be taking the obvious it seems to me that we should be taking the obvious action to counteract what the media is doing. This story is important and it advances Prince Harry's cause, and that's the obvious reason for them trying to bury it. So, by resharing and retweeting, we can get this story out there a lot more. One person cannot do it all. We all have to participate, and this is the main story. They don't want it to gather momentum, and that's why they're trying to drown it in irrelevant stories. So, as you guys know, I one of my goals for this channel is to push forward with a UN petition. And I am going to be having the first edition of my members only live event on Sunday, where I'm going to be discussing what I have done so far, the game plan, a summary of the game plan, and exactly what we're going to be doing next. All right. If you want to be part of the conversation, please join the channel membership, because this is going to be a members only live stream where we're going to be discussing, as I said, all I have done out so far. I will be outlining the steps that we need to take, and I will be planning alongside with you our next actions. Okay. So there you have it, guys. These people think it's business as usual. Let's show them that it's not quite. If you found this video insightful, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Before I go, let me just have a look at the comment section. Let me see, comment section. Cynthia says, take the money, Harry. If you don't use it. Give it to Archie. Your grandma wanted you to have it. Exactly. Who are they to make any comment about it? That's so maddening. Well, I suppose they can talk, right? They can talk. Like Eva says, take it, Harry, take it. uh, Cookies and Cream says we have social media at our disposal. We can control the narrative. Byline's article needs to be plastered over all over social media, retweeted and let it trend. Everybody needs to know what is going on. Absolutely. I think the call to action and the main thing to take away from today's video is that we need to plaster this article everywhere. If you've got a community page on YouTube, post it on your YouTube. You can post it on your Instagram as well. Don't just post the link, but if there is a way for you to do a screenshot so that the words, the headline of the article shows, that would be fantastic. If you can do it, if 100 people do it, it has its own impact, because those people who probably didn't have time to listen to the entire Prince Harry ITV interview may go ahead and read the article. And you will also become a source for them to get more updates on what's going on, because I am definitely going to be sharing that information over here. Okay, guys, if you have found this video insightful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Connie Balmer, I hope you had a lovely day as today is your birthday. Everybody in the chat, wish Connie Balmer a happy birthday. Wish her a happy birthday if you haven't already done so. Continue to pray for you that you will continue to enjoy your life and that you will be protected from any and every, in Jesus' name. So, share your thoughts. Am I wrong? Share your thoughts in the chat, in the comment section. What do you think about what I am saying? Are you going to join me on my first edition members only live stream on Sunday? I would love to see you guys there. It will encourage me and let me know that you guys are really behind me. Because one person is not going to be able to achieve this. Garguton is a huge task with a million steps, and it's going to be hugely expensive. So one person is not going to be able to achieve this, but I am determined to achieve it because it is absolutely doable. But we need to band together and focus our efforts and to make it happen. Anyway, guys, stay tuned for more updates. And until next time, this is me signing out. For the first time, I have finished within a reasonable time. I'm so proud of myself. So this is all I have for you today. Lilybell Grant says, Scotties, we need to contact the advertisers, the ones who use these UK tabloids in the US. Let them know about the editor's involvement with phone hacking. Tell them you're going to boycott them. That is also another great suggestion. Lulu Brown says he's not in a fight with his great grandma, just another gaslighting shot from the. Yeah, absolutely. Thierry says the reason why the Murdoch media is trying to infiltrate the US because they're hoping for a Trump win to take over. Oh my God. Oh my God. That would be literally almost disaster for the world. Weezy, please read the following article in The Guardian, The Deadening Effect of the Super Wealthy and How It Affects Us All. You will find it interesting and related to our topics. Okay, I will. Immediately, almost immediately, because I still have enough strength to do a little bit after this video. And okay, so I've come to the end. Connie says, oh, thank you. It was yesterday, but amen. Yeah. Sorry it was late. I wish I had known that your birthday was yesterday. I anyway, it's not too late. I will still leave you a birthday message on the community page. But happy birthday anyway. It's always so nice to celebrate our birthdays. It's just brings for me, even though I'm an older woman now, it still makes me behave like a little child. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for this evening. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you continue to have a good evening as I leave you now. This is Wheezy signing out. Ciao. 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 Bye.